Hi, I'm Jessamine,
I'm Grace.
and we're here at Pacific Union College looking at two pieces of work. One is a prehistoric photo figure, and another is a statue by Donatello from the Renaissance. So the piece we're looking at here is a wooden statue of Mary Magdalene done by Donatello in 1455. The story behind Mary Magdalene is that she was a prostitute and ended up repenting for her sins and became a follower of Christ. As you look at the statue, it has a very old and haunted look to it, as though she has been through a lot. Maybe she got kicked out of her wherever she was living. Her hair starts to blend into her garments, and she seems very devoid of life and checked out. The statue almost has a dirty quality to it, as though she's been living on the streets for a long time.
So the statue is telling not just a physical look of it, but also the spiritual message of Mary's life, right?
Yeah, if you look at her hands, there's this tension between her hands where they're almost in a praying position, but not quite. It's almost as though she isn't sure if she wants to pray or if she even believes in God anymore. It's almost she's lost a sense of Him. And if you pay close attention to the date it was made in 1455, it was made during the High Renaissance period. During this time, artists were thinking of the shift of perspective between heaven and earth.
But also this statue, it almost looks like it's not made from Renaissance period. It's really not that smooth, but I don't know.
No, you're going toward that because you're talking about like when you think of Renaissance, you think of
more of like rich.
Yeah, like not Donatello, but Michelangelo with his big, unrealistic muscles, with the statue David, or the other statues that are a remark on the past of Greek and Roman, sculpture.
Yeah, it almost looks like you just picked some woman on the street, beggar on the street, and just carved them out.
But if you look at her arms, though, they are very defined and buff. And if you think about the Michelangelo's David, he was really focusing on the perfection of the body to connect the viewer to the mind of David, more about thinking about what was going through David's head at the time before he slayed Goliath. And Donatello here is more focused on the human as the human is, not the divinity of the human, not the spiritual connection to the human, but it's more like he's breaking down the barriers of religion and revealing that religious mystique, almost saying, hey, humans can be saints too, in that way.
It's very ironical.
Yeah, it is.
This figure is Woman of Willendorf, and we estimate it was made around 22,000 before Common Era. This votive figure is also called Venus of Willendorf. The figure is only 4.3 inches, about 11 centimeters high. You can hold a handful because it's a religious figure that helps you meditating or praying, like rosary beads. It's carved from a kind of limestone and tinted with red ochre.
Wait. So you're saying in this culture, their understandings were if I were to carry this around, then perhaps if this goddess liked me enough, I would become fertile and have lots of babies.
Yes, right. I just see this votive figure has lots of exaggerated female body features, like big breasts, large buttocks, and stomach. So this is the symbolization of fertility. And if you see the arms area, you can see the tiny arms holding the big breasts. It's definitely exaggeration.
Really puts it into scale for you.
Yes, definitely.
Why do you like this piece? It's kind of retarded looking. It's fat.
I know.
Huge boobs. It doesn't even have a face, and it's got this beanie. What's that beanie doing there? It's acting all gangster, like it's straight up from the ghetto.
Even we're not sure about that. It might be the horizontal circular bands or stylization of hair from that time of period, but who cares? It's not important. The reason I liked this piece because I didn't really have a specific reason. It just attracted me that it was so different from what we perceive as a woman or idealized woman.
Mm-hmm.
But still, they considered it very, very important. They made it a votive figure that served religious purposes, right?
Uh-huh. So if these two figures, human perspective is being altered greatly, the visual part of it, how does it make us think differently?
So these two pieces are totally different and are from different period of time, but still serving religious purposes and messages in them.
I could see where you're going, because like the votive statue, it's if people hold it with them and carry it with them, it makes them think about the goddess and giving them fertility.
Yes.
And with the Mary Magdalene statue, it makes you think about that human struggle to connect to God even though you can't feel God.
Mm-hmm.
So really these statues, when you change the perspective of human to something less than human, it really makes us think about the human experience and the actual human itself.
Yes.